Shalom, everybody. Welcome back. Let's read chapter 16 of Deuteronomy, which is DEvarim in Hebrew. Guard the month of Aviv and perform the Pesach to Yah, your Elohim. For in the month of Aviv, Yah, your Elohim, brought you out of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, by night. And you shall slaughter the Pesach to Yahuwah, your Elohim, from the flock and the herd, in the place where Yah chooses to put his name. Eat no leavened bread with it. For 7 days you eat unleavened bread with it, and bread of affliction, because you came out of the land of Mitzrayim in haste, so that you remember the day in which you came out of the land of Mitzrayim all the days of your life. And no leaven should be seen with you in all the border for 7 days. Neither should the meat which you slaughter in the evening on the first day stay all night until morning. You are not allowed to slaughter the Pesach within any of your gates which Yah your Elohim gives you, but at the place where Yah your Elohim chooses to make his name, Elohim chooses to make his name dwell, there you slaughter the Pesach in the evening at the going down of the sun at the appointed time you came out of Egypt. And you shall roast and eat it in the place which Yah your Elohim chooses, and in the morning you shall turn and go to your tents. 6 days you will eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th there's a closing festival to Yahuwah your Elohim, and you will do no work. You will count 7 weeks for yourself. Begin to count 7 weeks from the time you begin to put the sickle to the grain, and you shall perform the festival of Shavuot to Yahuwah your Elohim, according to the voluntary offering from your hand, which you give as Yah your Elohim blessed you. And you shall rejoice before Yah your Elohim, you and your son and your daughter, and your male servant and your female servant, and the Levite who is within your gates, and the stranger and fatherless, and the widow who is in your midst, at the place where Yah your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell. And you shall remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and you shall guard and do these laws. Perform the festival of Succoth for 7 days after the ingathering from the threshing floor and from your winepress. You shall rejoice in the festival, you and your son and your daughter, and your male servant and your female servant, and the Levite and the stranger and the fatherless and widow who are within your gates. For 7 days you shall celebrate a festival to Yah your Elohim in the place which Yah chooses, because Yah your Elohim blessed you in all the increase and all the work of your hands, and you shall be only rejoicing. Hallelujah. 3 times a year all your males appear before Yah your Elohim in the place where he chooses, at the festival of Matzot, and at the festival of Shavuot, and at the festival of Sukkoth, and none should appear before Yah empty-handed. Each one with the gift of his hand according to the blessing of Yah your Elohim which he has given you. Appoint judges and officers within all your gates which Yah your Elohim is giving you, according to your tribes. And they shall judge the people with righteous right ruling, and do not distort right ruling. Do not show partiality, nor take a bribe. For a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise, and twists the words of the righteous. Follow righteousness, so that you live and inherit the land which Yah your Elohim is giving you. Do not plant for yourself any tree as an Asherah near the altar of Yah your Elohim that you make for yourself. Do not put up a pillar which Yah your Elohim hates. Hallelujah. Those are going over all the festivals. I love reading about this. I love reading about trumpets too. Trumpets is coming up in about a month. About 30 days from now, the Feast of Trumpets is here. It's one of my favorites. And then Sukkoth. So I'm just so excited about it. All right, chapter 17. Do not slaughter to Yah your Elohim a bull or sheep which has any blemish, any evil matter, for that is an abomination to Yah your Elohim. When there is found in your midst, in any of your cities which Yah your Elohim is giving you, a man or a woman who does what is evil in the eyes of Yah your Elohim, in transgressing his covenant. Okay. Chapter 3, or verse 3. And he has gone and served other mighty ones. Okay, let me read that again. Hold on. Verse 2. When there is found in your midst in any of your cities which Yah your Elohim is giving you, A man or woman who does what is evil in the eyes of Yah, your Elohim, transgresses his covenant, has gone and served other mighty ones and bowed down to them, or to the sun, or to the moon, or to any of the hosts of the Shemayim, heaven, which I have not commanded. It has been made known to you, and you have heard, and have searched diligently. Then see if it is true. The matter is confirmed that such an abomination has been done in Yisra'eel. You shall bring out to your gates the man or the woman who has done this evil matter, and you shall stone to death that man or woman with stones. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall he that is to die be put to death. He is not put to death by the mouth of 1 witness. The hand of the witnesses shall be first against him to put him to death, and the hand of all the people last. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Yep. When any matter arises which is too hard for you to judge, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, or between stroke and stroke, matters of strife within your gates, you shall rise and go up to the place which Yah your Elohim chooses, and shall come to the kohenim, the Levite, and to judge who is in those days, and shall inquire. They shall declare to you the word of right ruling. And you shall do according to the word which they declare to you from that place which Yah chooses, and you shall guard and do according to all that they instruct you. Do according to the Torah in which they teach you, according to the right ruling which they say to you. You do not turn to the right or to the left from the word which they declare to you. The man who acts arrogantly so as not to listen to the Kohen, the priest, who stands to serve there before Yah your Elohim, or to judge the man that shall die, you shall purge the evil from Yisra'eel. And let all the people hear and revere, and no longer do arrogantly. When you come to the land which Yah your Elohim is giving you, and you shall possess it, and shall dwell in it, and shall say, let me appoint a king over me, like all the Gentiles that are around me, you shall certainly appoint king over you, whom Yah your Elohim shall choose. Appoint a king over you from among your brothers. You are not allowed to appoint a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. Only he is not to increase horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Mitzrayim, or Egypt, to increase horses, for Yah has said to you, do not return that way again. And he is not to increase wives for himself, or else his heart will turn away. Nor is he to greatly increase silver and gold for himself. It shall be when he sits on the throne of his reign, that he shall write for himself a copy of this Torah,